Hello, you guys. We are here today on Us Told by Kenya to talk about some of the TV I have been watching. Usually I try to dedicate this to like reality TV I have been watching. So let's just start off right on into it. Real Housewives of New York City. Real Housewives of New York City season 14 episode 1 just came out, and basically this is a huge deal because this is the Real Housewives like reboot that we have been waiting for. None of the old New York City cast is on the show, and so everyone was wondering how this was gonna go. Now you have to know the history. Real Housewives of New York City has always had a cult-like following. People were really invested in the Luann, the Sonia, Ramona, and who the other person I'm missing? Child, I'm missing somebody else. But everybody has always been really like obsessed with those groups of ladies. But for me, it became really old. Like once Bethany left again, I just felt like there wasn't enough going on. It was always, will Jill come back? You have the Heather being gone. You got like there's just been a lot of ladies, and I just think the show just became stale. And I think the people who loved those girls kind of held the show back from being really good. I think a lot of the people who still enjoyed those old ladies on Real House of New York City was just nostalgia. I think their enjoyment of those ladies was simply just nostalgia. You turned it on, it was gonna give you what you give. Ramona always gives the same thing. Luann always gives the same thing. Sonia always gives the same thing. Like those ladies are just always going to give the exact same thing every time you see them. And so it's easy to kind of get, complacent with what the show can be. But I think that if you take a objective look at it, it was time to do something new. Those ladies could go on and do something else, but Real Housewives of New York City as a brand just needed something else because New York City is one of the most poppin' cities in America, and it's just like these old racist hags, allegedly. These old hags are kind of just like not really representative of like what's going on. And then you have the whole issue with these ladies like not showing up in reunions and not being held accountable. It was just a lot, and it seemed like they no longer respected the show. The audience didn't respect the show anymore. So it was just time to move on. And so a lot of people who were obsessed with those women, who loved those women despite all of their flaws, were like, I don't want nothing new. Y'all might as well just get rid of Real Housewives of New York City. And I was on the opposite end of that spectrum because I do want Real Housewives of New York City to be good. I love stuff that takes place in New York City. I love TV shows that take place in New York City. I love movies that take place in New York City. And I love reality shows that take place in New York City. It's expensive to film in New York City, so oftentimes you don't get a lot of stuff that is filmed in New York City, but I love it when we do. And so I wanted a show about a bunch of people who are really living in New York City, really movers and shakers in New York City. So I was happy about the reboot, and I'm gonna be really honest with you. It didn't let me down. It did not let me down at all. I think we have now veered away towards like what the actual purpose of Real Housewives was. Now everything is about reads, drags, and drama and all that type of stuff. And I think something has been taken away from like what the essence of Real Housewives could be. I think at the root of Real Housewives, it was supposed to be ladies. It was supposed to be gossiping. It was supposed to be personal lives. It was supposed to be seeing women kind of like go throughout life being vulnerable and being honest about their life. And then from that, you could get all the other great things that come along with that. But seeing this first episode, I was like, this is what I love about Real Housewives. You had all the ladies getting to know each other. You had everyone coming in and trying to make an effort. You saw little breadcrumbs about their personal lives. What I really love the most about this reboot is that everyone had like shit going on. Everyone, one of the girls works at J. Crew. Another one of the girls girl is a social media content creator. Then you got another one who's a real estate agent. You got everyone, you got a publicist. Like, everyone is doing something, so they all bring their own point of views to the table. I like the diversity, that the diversity is there without feeling a little like tried, like y'all tried it, like, you know, like y'all are really trying to do a lot. It's there and it makes sense, and I love it. I love the different dynamics, how some of the girls are friends, but they're also not trying to beat you over the head with the idea that these girls are like lifelong friends, because that's another thing you get with the old New York City. They were all like lifelong friends, and that's what made that good. But I like this idea of these new girls. Now, of course, I do think without there being long histories with all of the ladies, you could run the risk of getting stale very quickly. So you do not want that to happen. I believe that Real Housewives of Salt Lake City suffered from that. I think they started out the gate really strong. You got some strong season, and then now I just find it absolutely boring. Like, I don't think these girls have anything that really brings them together, anything to ground the show. Jen Shaw gone. Like, I think the show, Mary missing, like, I just think a lot of the, like, everything about it is just not good. So I do want to, you know, always keep that in the back of your mind. Like, something can start off well and then dwindle into like, oh, this is not good. So I am worried about that. But what we got is really good. I'm so sorry. There was a fight that like consumed my life for a good 24 hours. They were arguing over a restaurant in New York City. So one of the girls invited them all to a restaurant, and two of the girls didn't go because they were like, I'd rather be caught dead than at this restaurant that peaked in 2005. Is it 2005? And am I a D-list model? Like, they were talking shit about this restaurant. One of the girls was like, I'd rather go to Olive Garden. At least Olive Garden has good breadsticks. Like, I was just like, what the fuck is this restaurant? I got the answer, I think. I think most people believe it is Catch, not to be mistaken for Catch in like LA. But that's alleged, who knows? But like, I needed to know what this restaurant was. But that's the type of drama that I want to see with the ladies. Like, stupid, fickle drama. Add some layers, so like, you start off and you have these girls, there's already tension in the air, and then you have all the great archetypes. You have the ditzy, flirty girl, you have the career girl, you have the content creator girl, you have the judgy girl who don't realize she judgy, you got the girl that plays the middle, you got the girl who kind of rude to her husband. You have everything that you need to make for a good show. I think the casting department did very well. And another thing, the girls got money. We went to everybody place. Everybody live in a nice, cute, respectable place. And so I'm just like, yes, the girls have money, and it's not, their money isn't like aloof. Like, you can believe it. Like, of course you don't know exactly how they all make their money and how much money, but you're like, okay, I can see this. It's enough of a mystery to keep you guessing, but like, also, it's like, I get it. You know, I liked it. I'm sorry, if I could rate it, I would give it like a 8 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. Now, the ratings did come out, and I think it got like 0.612 in the ratings, and like, people are like, oh my gosh, flop. No, like, it's a show with people you've never met before. It is literally a whole new installment of a TV show pretty much at this point. So I think the ratings are perfectly fine as long as it keeps going and like it keeps getting drama, and as long as it gets good, it's gonna pick up in ratings. The ratings don't bother me. If the ratings do begin to plummet, it will be because it's not good. It's not good. So I'm like, I have no worries that if the show is good, the ratings will do perfectly fine. It's no different than how when Tamara came back to the OC and things started to get good on the OC, ratings went right back up for the OC. Like, if it's good, word of mouth is going to carry it. Same thing that happened with Vanderpump when On the Mess started happening. Like, if it's good, ratings are gonna go back up. Like, so I'm not really worried about that. I do think I'm giving you something, but don't get too happy. You gotta keep it up. You do gotta keep it up. But I very much so enjoyed this episode. Let's move on to another reality show I've been watching, Survivor. I watched season 43. Are we on 43? Shit. Season 43 or 44, goddamn it, of Survivor. And you want to know what? I enjoyed it well enough. I had my critiques of Survivor, and I want to give them. Survivor is one of those shows that, number one, I don't think most people realize how good Survivor has been in the past. Like, I think if more people really knew about Survivor, more people would binge watch Survivor. Survivor is, at its best, is some of the best television ever put to the small screen. Like, it is so fucking good, and it really hurts my spirit to see bad Survivor, because I just feel like these past few seasons have all just blended together. There's been good characters, there's been good moments, it's just nothing that's a standout. There's nothing. If I worked in an office, I would go to the water cooler and talk to one of my coworkers about, like, did you see last night's episode of Survivor? And that's what Survivor used to be. I'm tired of acting like things can't be how they used to be. It can. Survivor can be good with more effort and beyond good. Survivor can go back to its greatness. And so that is what I want from Survivor. To start things off, Jeff Probst and company are going to have to do something to make these new current seasons something different, like so they all feel different. We get it. Every season is going to take place in Fiji. So if you don't know, back in the day, Survivor used to go to all different locations. We went to the Marquesas. We went all over the goddamn place. Now I can't name not a single goddamn place. They went Pearl Islands. They went to Pearl Islands. They went to Fiji. You have the original Fiji season. You have Thailand. You have Cambodia. You have all types of places that they used to go. Now, baby, we don't leave Fiji. We do not leave Fiji. We stay our asses right there in Fiji. And the issue with that is the scenery looks exactly the same. Jeff Probst is going to give you an oversaturated, like, island, Fijian island. It's like, it's beautiful, 100%. I would love to go to Fiji. Somebody pay for me to go, but it's just all the same. If you've seen it once, you have seen it again. It's so crazy because the original Fiji season, where Earl won, Fiji looked the best then. That's what's so crazy. Like, even back then, with the graininess of, like, us not having good quality televisions and, like, it looks better back then. And that's why I don't think the Survivor producers realize, like, something about the old Fiji looks better than this overproduced, oversaturated version that you're giving me. There was just more interestingness to the original Fiji. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, bring that back. Like, can you try to make things just look a little bit better? So that's that. We're gonna need, like, titles and stuff. Give us a titles. Can you give us some themes again? Something that's just like, okay. Even though we did used to get on Jeff, and we gotta be honest about how he used to beat us over the head with those goddamn themes. She voted out her mom on Blood versus Water or David versus Goliath. Are you a David? Are you a Goliath? Like, it does get to be a lot, but, like, Jeff Probst is always gonna be a lot. Jeff Probst has two modes. Jeff is either nasty ass fucking Jeff, like he was when Survivor first started, and you can tell Jeff did not want to fucking be there, or you get new Jeff, who is overly excited about everything. There's no middle with Jeff, and Jeff is just going to have to find that cute middle because I don't want mean Jeff back, who literally would continue challenges while people are literally dying. But I also don't want, like, really overly nice Jeff, because something about it doesn't ring true. Like, Jeff, I don't think, like, stop. Like, who are you playing with? So I do think we need kind of a middle with that. Some other things, I want Survivor to get recruits. We were talking about this on Twitter the other night. It's so funny because recruits is what kind of ruined Big Brother, right? You had a lot of people playing Big Brother who didn't really know much about Big Brother, and people hated that. But then when it comes to Survivor having recruits is what made Survivor really fucking good. Survivor is a show that actually thrives on people coming in with no preconceived notions. We are now in the Survivor era where, like, everybody's a game bot. This has been everyone's dream to be on Survivor. And here's the thing, although I do not have deep dreams to go play Survivor. Jeff Probst had to call me on my phone and be like, girl, we want you for Survivor, for me to get up off my couch, word to Sari, and like go play Survivor. That's just not, I don't have any desire like that to be on Survivor. So I do 100% empathize with the people who've just always wanted to play Survivor. And yes, I really hope that you get your chance. The problem is super fans don't make good TV. Super fans don't make good TV. It's the Russell Hantz effect. It's like they know too much. They know too much. And so Jeff and company, they have to throw all types of things into the game to keep everyone on their toes, but it's just gimmicky. It turns the game gimmicky. Everyone over. You want to know my biggest Survivor pet peeve? Yeah, it's when there is a really easy vote. An easy vote. Let's say like y'all swap tribes, right? And like there's 2 people from another tribe and 4 people from the old tribe. And so it's an easy vote out. You're going to vote out one of the people from the old tribe because you don't know them. But the people in New Survivor try to come up with all types of mental gymnastics as to why they should turn on the 4 people who they've been with the entire time. And that bothers me because that's just, it's a product of what New Survivor is. People overthinking the game. Sometimes you should just vote out the easy person. That's what makes Survivor good. When you go back and watch the old seasons of Survivor, there was a loyalty there. And when you have those moments where people are really loyal and then something organic happens that causes you to test that loyalty and they crumble and they fall on each other, that's what makes the good TV. When you're like, oh my gosh, are they gonna turn on them? They should turn on them, and they do it. That's what makes the good TV. But it doesn't make good TV when you obviously are just looking for a moment. You're looking for your screen time. You're looking to blindside someone. Even if it doesn't even make any sense, why would you turn on the 4 people who've been loyal to you to run with 2 people, and there's still goddamn 20 people left in the game? Like, it just don't make no sense. And that's what bothers me. Sometimes the easy vote is the right vote, but every single person is so dedicated to getting screen time and to just having a big moment, and just it's just like there's something about old Survivor where people literally just wanted to make it to the next day. They just wanted to make it to the next day, and that's what, motivated them. And then through those motivations, you got people organically doing bizarre shit. That's what makes it a social experiment. This idea that through survival, people will do anything to survive. That's why it's called Survivor. People will do anything to survive. So when your loyalty is tested by your own determination, that is what makes it good. But not when it don't even make no sense for you to turn on your main ally and you turn on your main ally. Do not get me started with fake motherfucking idols. Do not get me started with fake idols. Honest to God, I think Exile Island should come back. We should bring back Exile Island, and that's the only way you can get an idol like back in the day, because I'm so sick of idols. I am so sick of idols and survivors. I'm sick of idol nullifiers. I'm sick of extra votes. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Like they're past their point at this point. It's just like, oh my God. And you know exactly how each gimmick that Jeff and company throw into the game, how they're supposed to play off of one another. And it's just like, oh my God. Like, I don't care. And then them playing into the fake idol. You want to know, let's talk about this, Jeff. You want to know why fake idols suck? They're mean. Yeah, I'm going to say it. They're mean. Promoting that you give people fake idols is really, really mean. And I wonder why the producers of Survivor don't realize how uncomfortable it is to watch someone use a fake idol and they did nothing wrong. It's one thing back in the day when people used to give people fake idols, because it's just like, you're an idiot for thinking someone would give you their real idol. Like, you need to question everything, right? Like, you just like, ooh, you kind of deserve that for being dumb. But when someone is just minding their business and they find something that with no other knowledge would be an idol, like they have no reason to believe that it's not an idol, what does it gain except trying to embarrass someone who like doesn't deserve to be embarrassed? These people do not deserve to be embarrassed. And so it's like you're setting them up to be humiliated in front of everyone, being like, all the votes are casted against them, but hey, Jeff, I think I have an idol. And Jeff's just like, no, it's not an idol. Like, are we supposed to laugh? Is this supposed to be a laugh at the end of this? Because it's like that person didn't do anything to deserve that. They just thought they found an idol because they were supposed to believe they found an idol. Get the fake idols are just like, they've lost their point. They've lost their point, you know? And then it goes back to the easy vote. Because there's so much fake idols and bullshit, nothing could be an easy vote. And I don't think Survivor, the producers, appreciate what a easy vote is supposed to be. Every tribal does not have to be chaos. Sometimes the point is just you can establish a pecking order. Sometimes those little loosey votes, those loose votes that people cast because they don't want to vote someone else out, those matter. Those build the story. Because when everyone is so preoccupied with everything else, there's no time to really build story and relationship because you got to worry about all the 58 advantages in the game. But like when there's nothing to focus on, you can focus on now, how come the person who went home voted for me? Did y'all tell the person who went home that I was the vote? So why the hell would y'all tell somebody I'm the vote? Does that mean I'm last in the pecking order? It causes people to be paranoid. And that's what makes good Survivor, paranoia. What's another thing I do not like? The challenges. Jeff needs to come up with other challenges. Jeff needs to come up. Every Survivor challenge is an obstacle course with a puzzle. The obstacle course does not matter because it's all going to come down to a hard as hell puzzle. Unless you have someone who 3D printed the puzzle at home. Like, is that supposed to be charming? Like, it just means that you need to come up with something else, Jeff. Come up with something else. I miss more grounded, Survivor games. Like, I think China had good games. I think Fiji had some good games. Like, I miss just regular games. Just having like making it feel like a summer camp. Us just playing a regular damn game, you know? What did Jeff say? Courtney, what is a poser? Apparently, you. That's something like the quote in Panama. Like, just, I miss that. I miss, like, the little conversations and the little chit-chat that people would have during regular, like, games. So that's the stuff that I need in Survivor. Survivor can be good. They just gotta trust it. You have to, Jeff needs to trust what they put together. Because it was good. It was really, really good. Summer House is coming back. Summer House, Martha's Vineyard is coming back. I'm happy for them. I want a lot of black reality TV. I love good black reality TV, and I think the girlies who don't want to tune into Tubi should have some, you know, reality TV. So Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, I'm really happy is getting a season 2. I need to plug into that mess. Give me time. Give me time. I always got to find a weekend where I'm not doing nothing. Give me time. Did y'all see Brent? Brent got arrested, child. Nene's son Brent got arrested, and he got arrested with drugs. Of course, I wish nothing but the best in that situation. Like, drug addiction is nothing to play with if that's the case. But two, did y'all see that he tried to say that he was his little brother? Now, don't get me caught up in your games. That's where Brent, I gotta look at you funny. How you trying to get your brother roped up in your okie doke? Don't do that. Don't do that. That's nasty. That's really it. I think I spent too much time talking about Survivor. So I'm going to leave y'all here, and I will see y'all next week to talk about some more TV. And I will see y'all on Sunday for Kenya Has Thoughts.